Everybody, today we'll discuss about the law of equimarginal utility. This law is based on the law of diminishing marginal utility. In the last few classes, we have already discussed about what law of diminishing marginal utility is. It operates when different units of different commodities are consumed and consumer tries to maximize his given satisfaction with his given resources. That in the last few classes we have studied consumer equilibrium in case of a single commodity. This particular law applies to a case where different units of different commodities are consumed with given resources for a consumer. So we actually study what is consumer equilibrium in case the consumer is not only consuming one commodity but multiple commodities. Okay, so this law is also known as law of substitution and second law of Gaussian. H. Gaussian के नाम के बाद ये लॉ सेकेंड लॉ ऑफ गॉसन भी कहा जाता है. Okay, now what is the law all about? It says that the consumer should allocate his resource on different units of different commodity, that in the last the marginal utility of each commodity is equalized. Okay, now what is this particular law? We will understand with the example that we'll discuss in this class. So what is the statement of the law? The law says that a consumer should spend his limited income, okay, on different commodities in such a way that the last rupee spent on each commodity yield him equal marginal utility in order to get maximum satisfaction. So a consumer will be in equilibrium when he'll get maximum satisfaction with his given resources. And how can he get maximum satisfaction? When he spends last rupee on each commodity, and whatever rupee he's spending on each commodity, that is giving him equal marginal utility. Now how is that expressed in terms of algebraic equation? We'll see that further in this class. So what are the assumptions of the law? So these are few assumptions. These are the assumptions which we saw in case of a law of diminishing marginal utility also, that the price of the goods are not changing, consumer's income is fixed, marginal utility of money is constant, the consumer has perfect knowledge of utility, consumer tries to have maximum satisfaction, the utility is measurable in cardinal terms, there are substitutes for goods, a consumer has many wants. Okay, so these are assumptions. Every theory has assumptions, so is this theory. Now what is the explanation of the law? Let us again read this and understand each point of this. So each consumer aims at maximization of his satisfaction while spending his given income, which has alternative uses, on various goods and services, namely food, clothing, shelter, education, sanitation, etc. Okay, so what is meant by this statement or these few lines? It says that हर consumer का main aim होता है अपने satisfaction को maximize करना. ठीक है, वो मैक्सिमाइज कैसे करेगा? जब वो अपने गिवन रिसोर्सेस को यूज़ करेगा डिफरेंट चीज़ें खरीदने में, राइट, डिफरेंट गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज लेने में, जैसे कि फूड, क्लोथिंग, शेल्टर, एजुकेशन, हेल्थ एट्सेट्रा. ओके, तो हमें पता है इस लाइन से कि रिसोर्सेज हैव ऑल्टरनेटिव यूजेस. The resource in case of a consumer will be his income, and that income can be used in multiple ways. Now the consumer has to choose in a way that his satisfaction is maximized. Now how can he do that? So he arranges his wants in order of intensity, and the order of satisfaction is arranged on the basis of intensity of these wants. Now what does that mean? It means that since wants can be arranged in order of intensity or urgency, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल सम वॉन्ट्स आर रियली अर्जेंट एंड दे कैनॉट बी पोस्टपोन्ड, लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल want for a life saving drug. For example, somebody is a diabetic, so for him insulin is a life saving drug, so he will not compromise on that, right? So other wants can be postponed, but the want for insulin will be taken as an urgent want, right? So he arranges his wants in order of intensity, and the order of satisfaction is arranged on the basis of intensity of these wants. Okay, so now what he does next, he goes on satisfying his wants till the marginal utility of all the goods is equalized in proportion to the money spent on them. So this line is very very important, girls, for understanding this particular law. Okay, so he says that वो कब तक कंज्यूम करता रहेगा गुड्स, वो तब तक कंज्यूम करता रहेगा जब तक मार्जिनल यूटिलिटी जो है वो इक्वलाइज नहीं हो जाती किसके, प्रपोर्शन ऑफ मनी स्पेंट ऑन देम. Okay, so marginal utility of all the goods is equalized in the proportion to money spent on them. Okay, so these three lines are very very important and very good explanation to law of equimarginal utility. Now let us understand this with the help of one example. Now this is the algebraic equation, as you can see over here. This is equilibrium condition, girls. Mux by Px is equal to Muy by Py is equal to Mun by Pn. Okay, so where Mu's are the marginal utility for the commodities and P's are the prices of the commodities. So this is the equilibrium condition that has to be satisfied in case of law of equimarginal utility. Now we have shown the marginal utility schedule of X and Y with different units consumed. Let us also assume that the prices of X and Y are 4 and 5 respectively and income of rupees 35. So here what are we given with? We are giving with a consumer whose marginal, who is consuming two products X and Y, right? And prices of X and Y are given 4 and 5 respectively and income is given, so his resources are given, which is 35. Now he has to maximize his satisfaction. So what is the first step? First step is to calculate Mux divided by Px and Muy divided by Py. That is important. So Mux and Muy schedules show diminishing marginal utility for both goods X and Y from different units consumed. Dividing Mux and Muy by their respective prices, we obtain weighted marginal utility or marginal utility of money expenditure. So we have divided this, and what did we see? That if for the first unit of X consumed, marginal utility corrected for price or weighted for price is 10, and for Y second unit is also 10. But can we equalize, can we actually say that this condition is actually fulfilling our equilibrium? No. For equilibrium to be satisfied, consumer has to spend all of his income. Okay, so actual equilibrium is on the point where consumer is consuming 3 units of good Y and 5 units of good X. Okay, as you can see over here, 6 and 6. Here consumer will be spending all of his income and also he will be gaining maximum satisfaction. Okay, so Mux and Mu by Px and Muy by Py are equal to 6 when 5 units of X and 3 units of Y are purchased. By purchasing these combinations of X and Y, the consumer spends his entire income of rupees 35 and thus gets maximum satisfaction. Purchase of any other combination other than this lowers the volume of satisfaction.